tried out the lock-on thing that Nicola put together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I tried to break it. I was just like, okay, how far can I get before is the lock-on range infinite? No, it has a sensible lock break range. I was just like, what happens if I dodge roll? What happens if I jump? Like, I was trying all kinds of things to cause the system to automatically break lock outside of normal parameters. Nah, he built it properly.
Yeah, he's done quite well with it. I was trying it as well. He said he was trying to mimic sort of Elden Ring and how they do their target swapping and stuff like that.
A lot of games do it like that. I mean, the first time I ever saw a target lock like that was probably on the PlayStation 2 with the original Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
Jeez.
I never
That's on
did
the
that.
flashback,
I was
isn't it?
so frustrated with it. I loved it so much. I was like, so hard.
When you get to Hollow Bastion, I mean, that's when it's like, hey, you remember all those mechanics and all those systems you learned throughout the whole game from like the last 40 odd hours or something? It's like, most of them, it's like you're going to need to remember how to do all of them at full mastery, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. I was like, oh no, I'm going to die lots, aren't I? I brute forced it, but yeah, it was tough.
I think I got to like the Alice in Wonderland part, which is like the second world, and I got so frustrated, and in the end I just got Moncon and turned it off.
Yeah, there's a weird difficulty spike there, and then after that kind of chills out and kind of goes to being normal. So Ninja Gaiden had that similar problem. Like the first 2 levels were really hard, and then after that the game kind of just got over itself and allowed you to play it normally. It was kind of like Devil May Cry, and I was like, what is going on with this? Anyway,
it's like an interview before the main game, and it's like, we're gonna put it out and see if you can handle it, and then they've passed. It's fine.
If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. It's like, you're a video game. Why is my heart rate and pressure spiking?
It's on the tagline of the game. It's on the front cover.
Yeah, but they had a similar lock-on thing as well. It was like a soft auto lock for any entities that were within proximity, but you could force a manual lock to something that was close to the center of the reticule, and then keep that in focus. So if you're swinging your sword or and something happens to get in the way and get hit, like shouldn't be standing there, but like the target you're trying to focus on. Yeah, you can do a hard focus on that, and it's really elegant. It's all effectively an evolution of the Ocarina of Time Z-Lock. So
I said that to you, didn't I? Like, it's I love that the Ocarina locking system.
With Navi, and she'd lock on for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, and then she'd bug you for the rest of the game, like, hey, listen. It's like, no, my God.
I know, world's most annoying AI. I
have missed the game if I didn't, like, if she wasn't in it, it wouldn't be the same, even though it's so annoying. It's like
maybe
annoying.
the remake has a thing where it toggles or allows you to scale down the frequency of that.
Yeah, I hope it has the same with the hearts as well. You know, when you drop it under heart for heart, and it's like beep, 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 and you just. But one of my main triggers is like repetitive noise, so that probably should have known I was on the spectrum when I was playing that, like a lot younger.
Oh, so like the Star Fox, that also does it as well, because it doesn't have regenerating health, and when your R wing gets like low structural, it does this annoying chirping, and it's.
There's a few that do it, and I have to mute it, and then it just ruins the whole experience for me. But if I don't, I'm just sat there with my eye twitching, like getting ready to throw my pad through the TV. I've got my notebook of stuff.
Ask me about my lobotomy. Why is there? Oh, okay, but at least there's a goose. I was gonna say, like, where's there a gremlin on there? But sure.
Cute.
But yeah, this was never an option, so mess with the honky.
I've got my evolution of the little thingies as well. For my first post-it note, and then this one, and then my idea for Berry. That's gonna be the. Did you say it's gonna be Gus's twin or Gus's sister?
Sister, I think.
Yeah.
So every time I see the little bomb dude and I see him run towards me, I can't help but get the voice of Ralph Wiggum in my head. And he's like, I'm helping. Like, he's got like a little envelope in his hand, like special delivery. And I'm like,
aww. Yeah, I love that.
For all of the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Scoop this off the floor.
That's tofu.
Is that also a tofu?
You gonna say hi?
This is tofu.
I like his butterfly ears. It's like a little white kitty with a black butterfly on his head.
It's cute, isn't it?
It's a death moth. It is, how to say. So for the last maybe 5-6 years, the industry's been on fire. You may have seen the news with various studios getting shut down. But even before that, like all the way back in maybe like 2014, 2015, companies kind of slowed down on hiring like interns or juniors or associate, and they started focusing more on just getting like seniors, principal, and lead, which has left this huge gulf in the games industry and in the hiring market, where it's the catch-22 situation, as you mentioned, where no one can get the experience to have the experience to get the experience to have it. And it's just like what's happening. The chasm widens and widens and widens. So people either end up doing their own pet projects, which is totally fine. It gets you some experience doing the tools and doing the stuff, but it doesn't get you the experience working at some like larger companies, so like Ubisoft Massive or Remedy, or like I know. There's tons of studios like EA or something like that, or Activision. The way that things have gone since the more recent economic crash, companies are kind of risk averse, and it's showing up more and more in the games industry just generally. So yeah, it's rough out there. But, the search continues.
Yeah, the thing for me as well is I don't know how much I would want to be. This is no shot against you. Obviously, it's your career. You do what you want to do. But I'm not sure how much personally I would want to be in the AAA space.
I think I know what you're saying.
Just because of how these companies are run. There was a stat. There's some things that came out the other day on the EA earnings call where the top 5 or 6 executives at EA got paid $80 million last year as an awards bonus. With that, they could have saved 1,000+ jobs paid at the higher end of the job market, but they still do layoffs.
Do you know how they got that bonus? Because you got to make your balance sheet look like it's growing more, right? One of the quickest and easiest ways to make the balance sheet look good in the final quarter.
Cut people. Yeah.
So
this is part of the reason.
And then they shared 1,000 people, and then the C-suite each get like at least.
Yeah, that's the thing that I just feel is like that's the problem with the AAA market at the moment, is it's so run by these C-suite people that just see the money, just care about the money, and that's all they want to focus on. And the passion for the game making is getting stripped out of the industry because people are leaving the industry entirely. Like, after a certain amount of layoffs, a lot of these tech guys will go to a more stable job in the tech industry rather than the gaming industry, and it's
in
a
many ways, it's the most
problem.
sensible and provident thing to do, right? Like, I really enjoy making games, but I also really enjoy having a roof over my head, right? What is the most stable and secure job? It's like, well, if you're a programmer, you can go in like finance or medical or something like that, right? Something which is like a traditional, maybe it's kind of a boring job, but it's safe and it's stable. And it's like, 100%. What do you do in your hobbies time? It's like, I make video games. I'm like, actually, I mean, with the way things have been going recently, like. I wonder how many accounting and taxation firms there are in Finland that need someone who speaks English, because I might not know all the regulations, but I'm a wizard with Excel. I'm waiting on Nicola because I've got the stuff done for the inventory related stuff. I want him to take a look at it because I could write a spec and then just be like, make it, right? But that's not terribly collaborative, and I want to get his insight and input, because maybe he's like, oh yeah, there's a really simple way we do this, and we just did and it's done, and then you just update the documentation to be what we did instead of what you wrote. Because there's 2 ways really to well, actually there's 3 ways. One which is make a plan and then just do it. The second way is do the thing and then write the documentation of what you did, and the third way is what I prefer. It's like a high level, like, this is our intended goal. You do the thing to the kind of abstract soft goal. You're like, this is how we did it, which gives you your low-level design. Like, this is the actual, nuts and bolts of how the thing actually works. And then you just combine those, and then you get the full run-through. And updating the documentation after the fact is pretty easy. It's with designers, certainly, writing documentation is like trying to get a child to eat their goddamn vegetables. It's like, eat your greens, they're good for you. It's like, no, why do I want to have ice cream? It's like, yes, I get it. Playing around in the engine is a lot of fun, but at a certain point, programmer, another designer, an artist, somebody as a producer, or hell, even somebody in QA will want to look at the documentation to know what needs to be built, how it's built, how it works, so they can test it and they can make test cases to try and break it and find all the corner cases. Like, the documentation isn't for you, it's for everybody else.
Yeah.
Designers can be really childish like that.
I mean, it's how you get the job done, how you get it done to a good degree anyway, so yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's also really cheap and easy to rewrite lines of design proposal in Confluence, then, go back to it like 3 months later and be like, Flip, what was I doing? Why was I doing it this way? Like for designers, documentation is kind of the commenting the code kind of thing. So it's good practice.
I've been doing that in Engine as well. When we set up some blueprints, I always set up a little comment and then write a quick little. Yeah. It's just to kind of keep track of what I was doing and what's going wrong.
I think you're used to doing that at work as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we did a lot of work because obviously with collaborative design, you always want to give other people your headspace where you're at when you're trying to think of something, and it just helps the other person picking up your work, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you've or hell, it helps if you're trying to onboard a new person as well. Or like, oh, Jeff is working on this feature, but he got hit by a scooter. Oh, that's less funny because that actually happens these days. Shit. Well, whatever. Like, he's in the hospital for 3 weeks, right? So we're just gonna have to follow his documentation on what he was, his line of reasoning, his thought, his way of, like, he's kind of mapped out how he wants things to connect together, and why, and how it benefits other members of the team. If there's no documentation, it's like, what was he doing? It's like, it's like, yeah. Does that mean production grinds to a halt for 3 weeks until he's back? Maybe 4 weeks, because it's like 3 weeks in hospital, and then like 1 week of just and getting back to the groove of things. It's like, yeah.
So where are you setting up all this documentation? Is that on a Confluence?
I do it on Confluence, yes. Unless it's something in engine like technical, then I build a panel like you do. It's like, this bit is for governing double jump, or this bit is for governing preventing a dodge roll whilst in midair, which I know for some reason is broken. But also, Nicola did say, like, let's not use the gameplay ability system. It's kind of overkill for what we're building, because what we're building is relatively simple and straightforward, which is fine, because it means that it's going to be very, very straightforward, very robust. And if we do it properly, it means that we can use it as a base piece for when we do like a DLC or an expansion or a sequel. We can take what we've done. The EA methodology, and bearing in mind I haven't worked at EA, but I've worked with many people who have, and this is a recurring thing they keep saying. So when EA makes a sequel to a game, they use the rule of three, which is a third of the game is basically the exact same as the previous version. They don't touch it. It's like, this is the best bits. We don't mess around with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Then a third of it, they go, okay, these are stuff that was pretty good, and we're going to upgrade it. We're going to push it. We're going to improve upon it. And then a third of the game is, this is completely new systems, features, mechanics. Like, we're going to take the game and push it further with new things, new activities, or new ways of doing. And I mean, it's kind of cookie cutter, like as a process, or kind of formulaic. But it works. I mean, EA is still in business, despite the horrific, monstrous monetization stuff. If you stripped all that out and turned it into regular gameplay progression systems, it would be fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, got to give credit where credit's due. They know how to at least run a business.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I played The Sims, original one. Yeah. And I've still got the disc downstairs somewhere. But then, I know, like, I can't remember how old I must be. But then I played The Sims 2, and I had nearly every single DLC, and I think that company had so much money from me for that one game.
Yep.
Like, it's embarrassing.
And Sims 5's coming out, they're going to get you back.
Paralyzed better, though. I do like that one.
So, what else? Oh, guilty confession.
What'd you break?
What did you break this time? Oh my god. No, so I have a friend called Stefan. He's an engineer. I have been playing Magic the Gathering with Stefan for 12 years, maybe 13 years. Yeah, long time. And we're making a little card game together.
Oh, is this the one you mentioned before?
Yeah. Maybe did I? Hang on, let's see if I can find a picture of one of the cards. I know I've got the deck somewhere. Oh, it's downstairs, okay. But yeah, like, I've been messing around with this on and off for like maybe 6-7 years. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see if I can open that up. And I can do a share screen. Will it? Oh, yeah. So this is just a very simple, like, test sheet thing. So you can see there's like nine cards here, but actually I've got like a bunch of these, the different test sheets. So there are I've got a deck, 2 decks actually. Each one is 30 cards. So it's literally just for testing like functionality. Kurakan in Malayalam, which is where Mumu is from, Kurakan means fox. So Captain Fox.
I like it.
And then
I feel like I'm a violin.
Oh, and then what is that? Where's the other one? Where's that? Oh yeah, Neill treehopper. In Malayalam, Neill means blue. It's a blue treehopper. Oh, is it not? Is it not showing the? Oh.
We can see like the arbiter to the beach.
Oh, wait, hang on. Is it showing the full screen, or is it just showing the? One second.
That's okay.
I'm gonna change the
I think
screen.
Yeah, you've chosen the specific screen instead of share your whole.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So
cute.
yeah. So Neill tree hopper, blue tree hopper, and then where's Kyphestus? Not Kyphestus. That's Arbiter Kyphestus. Where's the captain? Where's my captain? Captain Kurakan. There we go. Mr. Fox. Because Kurakan means fox. Yeah. So yeah, myself and Stefan, we've been working on this, and we've got a separate Confluence set up for like how to build like the cards and all that kind of thing. But we haven't done anything more with that. But yeah, the Bile Imp and the Art Dwelling. Yeah. So the art I bought or I licensed it. It was like €40 for like 100 like card arts, and they're actually pretty damn cool. So I've got like where is it? Yeah, I've got like unit images. So these are like, this is the full image. Yeah.
That is cool.
So like 100 pieces of art, all in that format, all of that size. And it's all by the same artist. So like the art direction consistency. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. That's really cool.
That's pretty cool. So yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That's amazing. The colors on that are beautiful.
Oh, actually, this is the ice-trapped Mean. Mean is fish in Malelum. So it actually has an interaction with this. So this guy, he's a werewolf fisherman. When he enters play, you can destroy a fish, an octopus, or a crab. If you do, you get to draw a card. And this fish can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control, but it's also super weak. If it gets destroyed, you get to draw a card. So if you got the fish in play and then drop the fisherman, you get to draw 2 cards because he caught the fish.
I like that.
So yeah, a little bit of like thematic and mechanical flavor meeting and like all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, that's cool.
The idea is that we're looking to do something which is like, it's quick and simple enough for like an 8-year-old to play. And the test decks I've used, I actually had them at Robocon a couple of years back, which is a role-playing convention here in Finland, but it's become like 40k and magic cards, like everything. So and there was a 9-year-old kid and his mother, and they played a couple of rounds, and they were able to play and understand. And the kid was able to be like, wait, if I do this, I do that, and if I do that, then you discard 2 cards. And because you discarded 2 cards, I get to return this from my discard to my hand, and then I can revive my powerful creature. And it was like, oh my god!
That's what you want. I love that.
And I didn't need to step in because I was close by. I was like, whenever they got stuck, I was like, what do you think is the correct interaction? Because as a designer, like when you watch people play your game, there's like this, there's this drive. Like when they start playing it wrong, you want to jump in and be like, oh no, you do it like this. You to get proper feedback, you need to like suppress that drive, and you got to be like, okay, observe what they're doing, observe what they think is the right thing, and if this is a pattern that occurs across multiple play sessions with different players, that's the players and the game telling you that you've made a false or fatal assumption about how your game should work or what the most entertaining outcome should be. And with game design, it's like the most entertaining way to play should also be the correct way to play. So then you just change the design and fix it that way. All right, I'll stop sharing that now.
I like that. That's really, really cool.
If you need any play testers, we have a 7-year-old, so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to ship us a deck, though.
We love a good card game, don't we?
Yeah. Well, because these are the newer versions, because I've got an even older set of tester cards, because the system is kind of quite flexible. One of the tester decks was literally Destiny Guardians, and the other tester deck was 40k Imperial Guard. And like gameplay mechanics, and like as long as you make sure the keyword abilities or like the way that faction should play feels right. So I'm quite comfortable and confident that the system itself works. And now myself and Stefan are like, okay, do we look at like kind of piggybacking an existing IP, or do we make our own thing? I was like, I think we can probably get away with making something ourselves. So like,
I
don't want to go like generic fantasy world, but So
no, that's awesome.
Whilst
I love
not
that.
doing Glintfall, and whilst not desperately searching for a job, I've been doing that as well.
I love Control. Control's incredible.
Me too.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see, but like
job.
that is my sealed copy of Control.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then
That's beautiful.
I think, down there the wait, which one am I picking? Yeah, this grey one here.
Look at me looking over like.
That's the grey. That's the Control art book as well. So.
Oh,
nice.
That's one of the best features of Control is that art. The art style is just beautiful.
Yeah, I remember watching you play it. Because that's the thing with
so
obviously
good.
because we both just spend so much time together, and if one of us plays a game, especially something like a decent game, like one of us will be watching, so it feels like I've played a lot of the games that you've played anyway, but I've never even played them. It's like, oh yeah, that game.
I recently did another playthrough of it because obviously the second one is on its way in September, and I was just like, I was trying to get pumped for that. It's so good. It's still, even, was it 5 years later, 6 years later, 7 years later? Was it 2019? Jeez. Yeah, so good.
I mean, if you played Alan Wake 2, there's also some nods to the FBC and some of the stuff in Alan Wake 2 as well. Like, they're not super heavy, but, like, they were trying to build the whole like Remedy universe, so these things, they are connected.
I've not played it, but I've seen some of the Easter eggs hidden in there. And wasn't it one of the DLCs actually has the protagonist in
the
Alan Wake 2?
AWE?
Yeah, so good.
Altered World, or Alan Wake, and there's an altered. There's an altered object, and if you get close to it, you do get a cutscene or a flash to Alan Wake, and it's like, what the flip? It's like, Amazing. So the FBC is aware of what happened there at Mirror Lake, and it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it, for it to all take place in the same universe. I'm looking forward to the second one. It's Jesse's brother who escaped from the
Dylan. Yes,
oldest house.
Because Dylan is the final. I don't want to say the final boss, because you don't really fight him as such, but you do expunge the Hiss influence.
Yeah, he was part of the...
Because he was a directorial candidate.
Yeah. Hence you end up there and get taken over instead. Sorry, spoiler alert, if you've not played Control.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't remember these.
I mean, you could play Control about 4 times and a lot of the stuff still might not make sense. It's so interweaving and all these things happening and very psychological.
So, I don't know if you noticed, but the game also reflects on the fact that the names Jesse and Dylan, they're kind of androgynous. Like, a boy can be Dylan, a girl can be Dylan, a boy can be Jesse, a girl can be Jesse. So I don't know how well this is known, but fairly early on in development, there was a plan to actually make it so that Control was 2-player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot of technical hurdles, and we were like, you know what? Maybe we save that for later.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe we do that another one.
Yeah.
But even the game reflects on, like, I think when you're getting towards the end of the game, when you find that whiteboard with all the photos of Jessie, and she starts freaking out, and then she starts like, oh yeah, actually, like the name Jessie and Dylan, like they are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Graveyard Keeper? Sorry.
She's just playing Graveyard Keeper in the background.
No, it's not that. I think I've had it on for this whole time.
You just got an achievement as well.
I know I did. I was like, why does it say I'm still playing it?
Why is my CPU so slow? What's happening with my GPU cycles?
I'm like, there's a woman in my house. What's going on? I can't even exit. I'm in a cutscene.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you carry on. I'm just gonna try and get rid of this.
Fantastic.
I want to show you a little something that I've been working on.
Okay.
Entire screen will be this one.
Is it a high-powered explosive?
No, I wish it was though.
So
let me know.
Oh, I recognize this place. Oh yeah, you moved the position of the sun, right?
I did. Yeah, I was messing around with just seeing how certain lights are like reflected with.
No, I'm just checking because like, when I loaded it up, I was like, it looks different, but I'm not sure why. And then after 10 minutes, it's like, it's the sun, it's the shadows. So I was just checking, like, you did actually move it, and I'm not just losing my mind.
No, I did.
Two things can be true. But,
It's always best to check.
I've also extended the nav mesh so that I could experiment with some NPCs actually walking around the village. You know, my little waypoint system, and having them kind of go from point A to point B to point C and all that. So yeah, the nav mesh now runs through the village. But the thing I wanted to show you was this funny little... actually, let me show you in here. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got Rufus to blink. It'll be more visible when he stops in a second. But as he walks and like moves around the world, you can see...
Oh, I love how Sophia just stands there, like, you know, with her arms.
Yeah.
Her hands over.
So you can see him blink.
Oh yeah. It doesn't go all the way there, but...
No, but like it's a, you know, semi... I mean, you're never going to talk to him like this, are you? Oh, hello, Rufus.
We should.
But one side effect of this blink system was his head now operates on its own, so he moves in a much more... so you can see how much of his head is swaying from left to right.
It is quite a lot.
Yeah, so...
I get nauseous.
So his actual walk cycle does not do that at all. That's his actual walk cycle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
so it's completely...
that looks a little bit more natural. So why is his head... Is it trying to follow some sort of look-at target, or...?
No, so what it is in the blueprint... Actually, no, it's not this one. It's the animation blueprint. Yeah, whatever. So this is his whole blink setup, but where is it? This here is a layered blend per bone. So you can basically say, from a certain bone in his skeleton upwards, I want to override with a different animation set. So in this case, it's overriding from his neck all the way up, and then the face slot is handling the blink animation. So his neck below can be doing one animation, and his neck up will be doing another one. But this actually causes that problem of him having a crazy amount of movement, because his neck is completely animated separately to his walk cycle. But the way that we fixed this, and I fixed it today, but I didn't save the changes because I'm an idiot.
Well, I'm glad you said it. Hey yo.
Yeah, I know it, but I'm like, I just keep it to myself now.
So the way we fix it is we go to his walk cycle.
He's got such swagger, hasn't he?
Oh my god, what is it? It's the Zoolander.
He does. He looks a bit like.
You know, when you do the, you need to do a test version of that walk cycle. When he gets to the end, he needs to stop, look back, and then.
Yeah, with the blue, what's it?
Steel.
Blue steel. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
I just can hear Bee Gees. That's all I can hear.
Oh my god! Can you hear the music playing in my head? Because
yeah.
It looks better when he actually walks. But you use this additive node instead of a layered blend node. So we don't. So what this does now is, I don't know if you've used like multiply in art. You know, where you have the blend modes, where you can have one color on top of another color, and they sort of inherit the two colors. It's a similar sort of process to that, where you use an additive tree. Now, when we go back in here, we can just get rid of this and search for additive. Is that it? Yeah. So we have the base, and then we have that additive.
If it'll connect, there we go.
And then compile that. So now his head is still, and he should blink. Whoa! What is happening?
Close up on his groin. I don't know why.
That's like, oh no.
What
is happening there?
Is it doing some sort of weird scaling thing every time he blinks?
Why is this happening? It wasn't doing this before.
Is that every time he blinks, he's just like, woof.
Is he gonna do it again?
He's just really enjoying the Bee Gees.
What is happening? This is amazing.
These are the kinds of bugs that make for excellent blooper reels, by the way.
Oh, I know this is gonna go great, isn't it?
Wait, hang on. What happens if you play it?
Really?
Like in game, in editor?
Oh god, this is gonna go so wrong.
I mean, that's half the magic, right?
Oh, there we go.
Performance, what's that?
Wait, what? Why is he under there? Why is he? What are you doing under there?
He's just not there.
It's just his cloak.
Looks like a shark.
Wow. What the flip? New skill unlocked. Whoa. So he can travel underground, and then every time he blinks, whoa.
Can you try and screenshot it?
What?
Oh my god. Is it scaling with the camera?
Like...
Yeah, it must be.
Wait,
oh no, he's turned back into his cloak.
He's moving.
It's like a shark.
Oh, those goblins won't know what.
Oh, what is going on?
Do it again.
No, he's high. It disappears every time you go too far.
No, it's because he's finished his waiting. And
I guess one of the widgets is getting trapped on the screen.
We're sponsored by EE. This podcast is now sponsored by EE. Is he going to turn around?
I just love how he just pops. Yep. Oh, he's coming. He's going to go. Pops out of the ground.
So yeah, man, I think whatever you did, that's not the tech yet. But this
I don't think that worked.
Wait, I want to see how big we can get him. Whoa!
Racing. Lauren knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's definitely doing something based on the camera position.
Can you pause it? Like as soon. Do you know
I can do it in. I mean, yeah, but I'll have to.
I just really want to. There's no way of getting it time-wise, is there?
If you pause it, I think you can do like a step through. the button next. Whoa. Xbox clip that.
Oh wait. So it's not his body. It's tiny still. Or is that his leg?
That's his leg.
That's one of his legs.
Hey.
Jesus Christ.
A goblin going for a close up. Wait, look up from there.
Hi, is that?
This is how Christopher Nolan really wanted the Odyssey.
is happening?
Oh my
That is
god.
that is absolutely
some nightmare
superb.
fuel.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is.
Matt keeps getting really annoyed at me because every time he has something go wrong or something looks awful, I'm like, keep it in. Like, that looks ace.
You just got to keep it for the blooper reels.
Oh yeah.
No, it's gotta be this.
That was so funny. That's actually made my headache worse. That's brilliant.
Try that. No, he's still doing it.
Yeah, it's still doing it. Maybe it's not the apply additive. Maybe it's a different version of additive.
Maybe it's just additive.
It says you're working in another branch, or it came up with a warning. On the
Yeah,
bottom.
that's only because.
Is it additive identity pose? Because poses are to do.
It just says in your.
I'm not tech art. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, there we go. Our first F-bomb. I'm so sorry. I was being really careful as well.
Dropping
Oh, I haven't. I think.
Fuck. We just got over our
Well, there
threshold.
goes flawless. Oh,
No, it is
God.
definitely the apply additive. Locomotion on base. Face slot on additive.
What's the note about?
Source was visible but ignored. I fixed it
Yeah.
today
They
using
have
this
that.
exact process. And now it's just decided not to be fixed.
Maybe it's something up with the. No, that's because it's playing correctly here.
But he's not doing the blink because he's not linked. That's.
I think I need a cup of tea.
Oh,
could you
it's
make me
because
one?
I'm doing it on the
It's
wrong
really
animation.
cold by the time it gets to you, though. I'll ship it in like a thermos. We've got nice, like, I don't think it's like a medium water, not hard. So yeah, it makes a proper nice brew.
We've got really nice soft water here.
Have you? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, when I was in Cambridge though, I was like, I would just have some tap water. Oh my god, I made a mistake.
Why does
After
it
being
taste
away for
like
12 years, I was like, I've made a mistake.
Oh yeah.
Why
Oh,
if
you
I come
fixed
here?
it.
I fixed it. Yeah,
What was
I was applying the additive, apply additive to the wrong animation. So instead of adding it to
What
the
a
blink, I was
dickhead.
adding it to his walk. But yeah, all fixed, all happy.
Now
No
we know
regrets.
how to do nightmare fuel. For if we want to do like a torn between dimensions, here's the inverse version of Rufus, and his special attack is scale beyond dimensions.
God,
Like
honestly,
a
that was
werewolf,
like a.
like full moon comes out and he
Except it
changes
turns inside
into-
out. It's like that scene from The Fly with the poor baboon. Oh my god.
Oh no.
It was like a. It was like a
Have you
soul
seen The
spot
Fly?
with
My-
your baby
my
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
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 I love Jeff Goldblum.
Love
Yeah,
is a
Jeff
strong
Goldblum,
word. You're
it was-
obsessed with
goddamn.
Jeff Goldblum.
He knows of me as well, which is nice. So I used to do my Swiftbox stuff. I used to sell Jeff Goldblum like nail stickers and pin badges, and his wife has one of our pins that we made. And she, I don't know if I told you actually, she posted it on her Instagram and was like, "Oh, it's my emotional support badge," but it's one that me and my two friends like co-created because all three of us just love him. But then there's another woman who has like a shop in LA, and she used to sell my other ones that I did like by myself, and she wore it to go see him at the jazz club. And there's a picture of him like pointing to my badge, and I was like, "I like that. That's so cool."
Oh, that's fantastic.
I just love it.
No,
Love his
that's-
face.
Ah, so they the most recent Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Evolution game that Frontier did, he's voice acting in that, and he's really
really?
good. Yeah, and then when I was on site doing the interview stuff, it was just a couple of days after Sam Neill had passed.
Mm.
I was like,
R.I.P.
I was really looking forward to like a one of these games where it'd be Sam Neill doing voice
Yeah.
acting, but that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like super big into celebrities, but I would have liked to have met him because I was like, oh, Sam Neill, he was in Jurassic Park, and he's in Event Horizon. It's like, yeah, sure, he was, but he was also in this. I think it was a BBC production. It only ran for like 6 episodes, and it was called Space with Sam Neill, and it was like astrophysics and like the nature of neutron stars and all this kind of stuff. And if he hadn't gone into acting, I think he would have made an excellent university lecturer. He was
Really?
so good. Yeah. So
Oh.
yeah,
It was in what did we want to watch? That Hunt for the
Hunt for the Wilder
People.
People.
Have you seen that?
I have not.
It's
Taika
is it
Waititi.
Taika Waititi?
Hmm.
But it's so funny. It's such a wholesome, funny film. I think it'll be on Disney Plus. But it's Sam Neill, and then the kid. What's he in? He's in a Marvel one,
Deadpool
isn't
2.
he? Yeah, he's the Prism Wallet kid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The only thing I can remember.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Yeah, cut that out.
Kids and prison wallets, I'm not sure go
Yeah.
too well together.
But it's that guy anyway. But it's such a good film. We said we were going to watch it like when we heard he died, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or Jurassic Park 3 with the talking Velociraptor.
Oh God, Alan. Jesus.
You know, some films, they sound great on paper.
Mm-hmm.
When you're
I don't
drunk.
think that one did. I think they just burn it and put it in the bin.
What if dinosaurs could talk? No.
Yeah.
I think there's a Flash animation or something like that.
It was the oh, what was it now? It's all the Jurassic Hay. Have you seen that? The video. Right.
Jurassic Hay.
Yeah, it's just all the dinosaurs just going, hey.
Oh yeah.
Right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna find it.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh shit. I'm listening to Dr. Insanity now. Jesus.
Yeah, so in terms of like work on Glintfall, if I'm going to do the inventory and the crafting system, I kind of want to be able to work with Nicola directly, because I've followed and chased down so many different YouTube tutorials on like different ways to do this particular thing, and it always kind of falls apart at the final hurdle, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And if Nicola was able to be like, bip, 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 it's like 4 lines of code and your whole thing is done. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's better than like 84 nodes of bloody blueprint stuff. And that's like, I don't want to throw shade on blueprints, because blueprint stuff, it's like, you can do some amazing. What was it? Expedition 33 was entirely in blueprints. It's like, yes, but
Yes.
for some things you would still need some coding support, like because some of the blueprint nodes, it's like, yeah, we don't actually have the one we need. A programmer can make a blueprint node and it has the custom function you need, and then just do the rest, right? So
Yeah.
it's always, because blueprints are a layer of abstraction, and if you're making a fast-paced action game like Apex, blueprints, you're gonna have a bad time. But if you're doing something a bit slow, like a turn-based JRPG, you can have all the crazy flashy effects and everything. It's like, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. Like,
Yeah,
even with our game, like we can probably get away with a lot of blueprint stuff. Like, we're
We
not
can,
like,
and
like
we're gonna
high
have to.
up, APM or anything. Yeah. I mean,
No.
like
That's- I think
'cause
that's
we're doing
the-
only a single player. We don't need to worry about like all the crazy multiplayer, like network replication nonsense or anything like that.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry too much about like hardcore spatial audio or anything like that. It would be cool, but we don't necessarily need to worry about it as much as other games where they're going for like high quality audio and visual fidelity, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did you get a chance to play that Dusk Fade demo?
Not yet. No. It's on my list.
Okay.
I've added it to my
It's-
my Steam library, but I haven't played it yet.
I mean, it's like 20 minutes. Just play like the first like 10, 15, 20 minutes. Like you'll get a feel for the controls. I'm like, that is really sharp and really snappy. If we can get close to that, I think we'll be more than okay.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. It looks great, and the animations are just beautiful. They're exactly what we're trying to achieve.
They are,
with
but I was more focusing on like the 3C's gameplay input, like
the feel of it.
I was playing it with this, and I was playing it with keyboard and mouse just to get a feel of like, okay, so with keyboard and mouse it's like this, with control pad it's like this, and because now with the advent of the Steam Deck, it's like it's a handheld PC. It's like yeah, but the control input is like a control pad. It's like okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't realise that there were some things that aren't compatible with it because of that.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but
Yeah.
it's like it kind of defeats the purpose of why you actually want it. Well done.
The Steam Deck gets around it a little bit. They've got like the touchpad, touch areas, don't they? A bit like a laptop trackpad. But the ROG Ally, which is the one we've got, that doesn't have anything like that. So you're forced to use controller.
But if you got a Steam controller, that will pair with everything, and that has those touchpads as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's pretty nice. So, because apparently people were using the previous Steam controller from like a decade ago, and as long as the developer had provided support, the controls and everything, it would just map nicely. It was like I think you were able to play. Was it Dota or League of Legends? One of the two, using that control pad, and it was apparently it was fine. You wouldn't use it to play like any tournament level stuff, right? I don't think it allowed you to do any enough actions per minute kind of thing. But like if you were just a casual scrub, hey-yo, it'd be totally fine. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame Nicola couldn't be here because I know you wanted to chat through some inventory stuff with him, but
I haven't met him yet either because I've
have you not?
I'm just always poorly, so usually I'm usually in bed by now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Terrible. Yeah. Are you watching it?
Yeah, and then the dinosaur, the Velociraptor pops out behind Ellie, and it's just like.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm so surprised you've not seen it. I've got it saved, so I'll show you. Oh no, I will have shown you.
Yeah, you've definitely forced that in front of my eyes at some point.
Yeah.
You've slept since then and forgotten, and now you get to re-enjoy it.
You are welcome.
Yay!
It's like when we had our baby shower and Matt got really drunk and I made him watch Jaws 3D and Jaws 4. And it was
There's
the
a
best
fourth
day.
one?
Yeah. Unfortunately so. Although I still say the 4 is better than 3.
Shut your mouth. So, the fourth one, I shit you not, is Lorraine Gray, so obviously the wife of Chief Brody. She goes to the Bahamas on holiday to visit her now older son, Michael, I think it's Michael, who's got like a kid, a wife, and a shark follows her to the Bahamas, and she's like just in hysterics, and there's Michael Caine. Michael Caine's in it.
I thought that was
called
the third one.
No, the
Third one takes place at SeaWorld.
SeaWorld, yeah. They bring a shark to SeaWorld.
Okay, so then I have seen 4 because at the end they activate some sort of thing that makes an ultrasonic pulse, and the shark bursts out the water, and they ram it with the spike at the front of the yacht, right? And then they ram it, and it dies.
I don't actually remember. I think I repressed it. I don't know. It sounds.
I remember that because it's like, oh, that's Michael Caine in a Jaws movie. What? Wait, what?
It's amazing. Oh, Ziggy.
You can barely see him. He's just fully black.
That's racist.
Yeah. He's the one that has one testicle.
Yeah, I would show you on camera, but we'd definitely get flagged for that.
Yeah.
Cat nudity.
We always seem to get the strange ones.
Yeah.
The duds. To be fair, I think all cats are duds in some way.
I mean, they must be because they put up with us.
That is true.
Oh yeah.
Bombing.
I need to create some more characters as well. That needs to be my job. I need to start being more involved.
Yeah.
My problem. I'm like, yeah, I'll do all this. I'm like, just wake me up when it's my turn to do something.
You got to kind of like pace and manage your time because it's like I kind of hit a brick wall. As I mentioned, like I hit a brick wall with like what I can reasonably and safely achieve. Once I'm unblocked, I can just make a ton of stuff. Because I don't want to make like a ton of assets or a bunch of icons or a bunch of crafting materials or recipes or whatever like right now. Partly because part of it is just not working, and also working with Nicola, like we may discover there's a better, more future-proof way of handling some of this. We don't want to sink like tons and tons of time into making like the best, most future-proof, most perfect thing, because like it's a single-player game. It's I don't want to like belittle it, but like it's our first outing on this kind of thing. Let's not over-engineer stuff. There'll be plenty of time for making big mistakes.
Yeah.
We'll wait for those. I don't know did you mention the idea of like the small minigame?
No, I didn't. Yeah, you'll have to remind us all because I can't quite remember. It was something to do with cooking. Would be a mini game, wouldn't it?
So originally, Matt and I wanted to have this game as a mix of everything that we both love. So I love the cozy game, but I like the weird ones as well. So at the minute, 60 hours into Yard Keeper, and I only started playing it like last week. So I am like loving that one. So I wanted to do more the slightly cozier side of things and crafting and things like that. But then you wanted the combat side of things.
Dungeons and loot
and
and combat and flips. And
there's nothing that says that those things have to be completely removed from each other, right? They can.
Exactly.
That's what this is what we're trying to achieve is a cozy game with a bit of
where it feels like if you wanted to do that, then you've got the options to, so it's not forced on you. So basically, my playthrough could be completely different to Matt's, completely different to yours. It's just how you want to do those things. So I was thinking about it would be cute to have like little mini game options with the vendors for certain things.
Okay.
So with Sophia, with her being the potter, she obviously will provide you with like maybe decorations if you want them and like little trinkets. But I said to Matt, it'd be cool if there was like a pottery wheel mini game, and it was literally just you just design a vase, like or something where you can put the like flowers or just vines, or in Matt's case probably a penis, Do you know what I mean?
The handle
it's
would
like-
just be a big old penis that you grab the vase
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
But you know, something like that where you could totally skip it if you wanted, and you could just have a plain one. But if you wanted to do something a bit more personalised,
Oh, it would be personalised.
but then I was thinking, so I designed the character similar to Gus. So I don't know. See, this is like, I don't know what you've said about the characters, of like the ideas for him.
I've said we're gonna design a friendly NPC Bombay, who'll be like a
So this is my
trader.
This is my little Gus.
Mhm.
So it looks
Yep.
like
So like a version of the bomber that doesn't bomb. It's like
He's friendly,
surprise, I don't explode.
yeah.
But I love the
And he can
idea
talk.
of- Yeah, but he's a bit like the Ralph Wiggum sort of style. Do you know, like how you imagine him to be very, like he misses out a lot of words, or he's very much like, he's just adorable. But I love the idea of him having all of his wares in a barrel, just like the Bombays have.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is people mistake him for an enemy. So he has like arrows coming out of his barrel. So because people just assume.
They'll
And he's
shoot at
like-
him, and
Yeah, and he's like, no, I've got to start somewhere. Like this is basically me as a wandering trader. But I just had an idea of him just selling really random stuff. Like he wants to be an entrepreneur. He wants to have a little business and, you know, have a brick and mortar shop. But he has to start somewhere. But I said I just love the idea of him selling really random stuff that you don't need, but you just want to help him out. And occasionally it will have things that you do need, so it's not completely pointless. But he just sells things that can poke out of his little barrel, like bloody French, like a baguette, a shovel, do you know, an umbrella, like do you know things that he's obviously just found around.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to make it into a minigame, what you could do is, in order to buy something from him, he'll put he's got the barrel when it's not on his back, and you have to throw a little fishing line in there and hook something out of the barrel.
Oh,
try and fish it out.
You only get like a couple of tries with it before he's like, okay, that's enough for today.
Yeah.
You can get like a fishing minigame, but it's actually with like this traveling merchant kind of character.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like hook a duck kind of thing at the carnival. But
yeah, you could get like a lucky dip token, and he's like, oh, do you want to try like my lucky dip? Like it's different every time.
Yeah,
And then it's just
a rancid burger or like an old shoe.
I did just have a
Something
really, I don't know if this is maybe a bit subversive to the character. So all the times you interact with him, and it's like, yeah, he's a bit derpy. Later in the game, like you can find him out in the forest speaking to some of his people, and he talks normal.
That'd be good.
He talks normal. He's like, yeah, I can sell all kinds of random crap to the people in the village. They think I'm some sort of idiot, and I get really good deals on this stuff. And then turns around, busted, huh?
You know his
That'd be
secret
really
now.
Cute.
Yeah.
Well, that'd actually be good because, like, I had an idea of. So me and Matt were talking about the whole Bombay race and how likely it would be that there's only one good Bombay.
Mhm.
So I said, well,
I mean,
if
he
we
can still
want
be
to do-
good.
Yeah, but like, do you know, like maybe having a few? But I've said to Matt, I was like, well, it could be that they're siblings. So, and they're just maybe in different areas. So there's one in the main village. He obviously just find him wandering around. But then he has another brother who. What was the idea? We wanted him to live out in the forest, and he makes hats. He's just like a bit of a milliner, like a bit of a loner in the woods, making his hat. But I had an idea of Gus having a twin sister called Berry, like the berry, the fruit.
So asparagus and berry. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is brilliant. Because we were thinking like Gustavo or something, weren't we? Oh, it's gonna
Asparagus.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's
amazing.
where you're going because like in the musical Cats, the cat that's called Gus, his full name is Asparagus.
Oh, is it?
Everyone just calls him Gus.
Oh, I didn't know
Interesting. Well, that's his name now.
that. What did Hazel
World
say?
first law drop.
Hazel said it should be Gustantinople. That's what she
I
said.
mean, Asparagus down to Noble. But like he just trims off the two ends because like
It goes right in the middle.
there's no such thing as an asparagus, and there's no such place as Gustantinople. That's just ridiculous, right? It's like actually both those things are true. You know what? Never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
I'll just go in the middle. But no,
Yeah.
I love the idea of the siblings having like completely different lifestyles, but at the same time they all have a similar goal to be what? Sorry, Ziggy's barking at me. So I had the idea of Berry being the local tailor. So she works she's already established within the main village, and that's why she's wearing a little pinafore dress with like a little embroidered flower and a little like straw hat sort of thing.
Yep.
But she has tusks like the normal Bombay, whereas Gus has the little teeth. But I like the idea of her having an embroidery mini game. So you know, when you can, like, if you wanted to say you do a quest and it'll unlock a decal, but maybe you could use it in a way of customizing something, but also you could use that as a pattern on some clothing, and you could do you know what I mean, like something where simple shapes, you could just put like circles on it or something to make a pattern.
A rocket ship.
Yes, that.
We might have to start with like testing with like a very basic thing to start with, like you know, the fact that like, oh, you can put a custom decal on a cloak variant, and then we can get that to be equipped by Rufus, because then we can run that as a simple test. Like, can we
actually have that down as well?
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then so it's like, can we do like 2 or 3 cloak variants in colors? Can we have a couple of different decals that we can apply to any of the cloaks in any like combination, in any number of them, and then equip those to Rufus, and it shows on his model as he's walking around. Because if we can do that as a very simple basic test, like proof of concept, if we can do that with one character, with one clothing type, with one decal type, we can do it with everything.
Could you not just do it with sockets? Is that how you would achieve it?
So the cloak itself, different styles of cloak sockets, yes. I mean, you could technically just go, there's one cloak, and then we just do a hue shift. But then you still have to account for the XYZ, just the XY position of the decal or decals. You'd be like, okay, so this one is stamped here, you know, at this coordinate on the texture. This one's stamped here at this coordinate, and then like during runtime, you need to recall that information and show. So
yeah, the player would have to.
It could be a static position though as well. So if you have like, so say for instance, like I have a pocket here, it could be like insignia on just that part. So that
then you have a specific zoning for, like, you go like here and here and here and here, and these are where you're allowed to place your decals, and they've always got the same fixed scale, orientation, and style. That's a very nice, cheap and simple way of doing it. The reason I said about completely like free-forming, it does give you that that full creativity. And it does make it feel a little bit more like a gamey game, because like you go like, oh well, I made a garland of little like daisies or whatever across the cloak or across the pinafore or whatever it might be. And if you've only got like say 8 positions you can put things, at a certain point like everyone's going to have the same creations. And if we want any of this to kind of go up on TikTok, or people to be able to share their visual creations on like Facebook, or you know, oh, Facebook, how old is this guy? Or you know, put it on YouTube or wherever it might be. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we can ask Nicola how we'd approach doing a technical test for completely custom, and then if he's like, you know what, the quickest and simplest thing is what you suggested, Lauren, which is quick and simple, and then maybe we just go with that. That's totally fine as well. I just like the idea of like, can we explore it?
Haven't you? It could always be like you say, if we do ever do DLC or anything, we could even have like a small, like similar to like a small business pack where you could help them, you could run your own business and everything goes a bit bigger. But yeah,
because you take custom orders at that point and be like, oh, I've got a quest from a customer, and they want they want a hat with at least 3 flowers on it. It's like, okay, well, here's a hat, and here's like 2 flower decals and 1 rose model, which also counts, and I've tucked it into the brim or whatever, and then you submit that, and the character's like, oh, I love it, and they put the hat on and they turn to face the camera, and it does like a Polaroid like snapshot thing, and then that gets saved as like the achievement icon or the achievement picture. It's like, oh, now you can share, like doing stuff like this where it's like the creativity is recognized by the character, but it's also recognized by the game at like the system or achievement level. So everyone goes like, oh, this is my achievement icon for getting this achievement, but the actual image, the Polaroid or the painting or whatever it is actually my creation, what I made for them.
No, that's really good.
Great idea.
I think that's what I wanted in it, because obviously when we first started talking about Glintfall, we had so many ideas, but I think it's kind of, for me, it's snowballed into something a little bit different. So I kind of wanted to just add those little bits back in to make it so it's not just like
a hack and slash.
That's what happens when you leave me in charge.
No, I know. We have to rein him in. But I just love the idea of the mini games only being available maybe with certain vendors, so it doesn't become too much. It doesn't become in your face. It's more like if you want to do it, they are there,
Yeah.
and you can get rewards for them. But we are not going to make you do it. It's like I don't think Matt's going to want to embroider like some daisies on the. Well, I say that, but on a little pinafore.
Maybe.
Whereas, like to me, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Like I can.
There is a way to get him to do it.
Oh,
There's
really?
a way to get him to do it. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you need 14 threads of blood flower, and then you need to embroider this specific pattern onto your cloak, and it will give you a plus 25% crit chance against all monsters in the game.
I'm in.
What's that in? Is that what game's that in? That sounded like
That's a Glintfall.
It's a Glintfall thing now.
I swear we picked a blood flower. We started playing that together today.
But if there's a way to get people to engage in mini games, if they're just power players, it's like, okay, there is a particular pattern that requires particular set of materials. There is end game materials, and it gives you a really powerful bonus. And if you want to take on the hidden optional boss in the game, you need to be able to get these materials and take that boss on. There's ways to get players to engage in different mini games for different reasons, and it could be like every time you meet the new vendor, they could just be like, "Oh, hey, I'll trade with you, but I want to see how good you are at doing this thing," and they'll give you like a little thing. It's like cool, and then it's like if you do like enough patterns, it's like, oh, you know what, you've made bread enough times, or you've done pottery enough times, or you've done crocheting enough times. Like I can reveal to you a secret pattern. And it gives you like a unique, a unique. Not even necessarily. It doesn't even have to be mechanical. It can be like you can get the crocheted knight's helmet, right?
Yeah.
It's completely cosmetic.
I
It
want
goes
that.
with cosmetic slot for your character's, like helmet, because presumably we want to have like cosmetic variations of kit that the character can equip. So it's like, oh yeah, you can get your steel knight's helmet, and of course that's end game equipment. But like, there's a cosmetic for the steel knight's helmet, which is the
It's like a chicken.
or it's the was it
Crocheted.
you can get wool, metallic wool, in real life.
Okay.
Because because there's a pattern for a hoodie that's got a knight's hood thing with the little visor, and I've seen versions of it done with the metallic effect wool. So
That's so
oh
cool.
yeah, there's a pattern for a cosmetic that makes your helmet look like that. Or it's like,
And the best
oh
thing
yeah,
is I can make that in real life as well.
Merch, yeah.
yeah.
Do it.
And you can do this for all kinds of things. It's like, oh yeah, there's there's a variant of like weapon crafting. It's like, why not a bit of cosmetics, right?
Yeah.
100%.
You craft the sword over. It's like, okay, I want to stamp some runes along here. I want to do some ivy effect along the other side of the blade. And it's like, yeah, you know what? There's a few options there as well.
Make your own
That's what
cosmetics.
I like the idea of having it like personalized without it being too.
What was that?
You did that on purpose.
It was tofu.
No, it's not dropped. Just scared him.
Oh, it was the iPad. Fell down the side.
Surprise!
Just shit myself. But no, I do really like that. I
Because
like
it's you want to make sure that people have got like a mechanical reason to do something, a reason to do the thing because it's just entertaining to do, and then a reason to do thing because like they just like the way it looks.
Yeah.
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 Because the problem is for me is that I have so many ideas, but I don't know if we can execute them. And then I asked Matt, and he's just.
I'm not a programmer. I'm the artist.
Yeah, but this is why we prototype stuff. We'll be like, okay, so what are we trying to do with this? What is the simplest expression of this that we can achieve? So, for example, like with the whole making a customized bit of kit or whatever. It's like, okay, well, we know that Rufus has a cloak. Just testing out, like, can we do a color shift or a hue shift for his cloak color? That's cosmetic version. Because then, if we can do that on an NPC, we can definitely do it on the player character. And we can do that with any bit of kit. And it's like, can we place a decal in a fixed position? And like this is here, like right in the center of the cloak, or if you do it with the two splits, like, oh yeah, there's two decal positions here and here, and they can be different decals. They don't have to be the same. And then like how far do we push that? It's like, oh yeah, well, you know what, you can actually completely, you can have as many decals as you want, and you can place them completely freely on the material or on the object. It's like, okay, what next? It's like, okay. Along the edges of the cloak, you can have little weighted tassels, and these are 3D objects. They're not like actually weighted. They don't affect cloth or anything. But like now we're able to append 3D objects with their own coloration to them. It's like, okay, like each one of these is an increase in resolution, as it were, of quality. So I think on the Confluence page I shared that increasing resolution for game development, like the going Mario from 8-bit all the way through to Mario Odyssey, and like the graphical fidelity. But it's not just the graphical fidelity. Audio quality improves from the very earliest Mario games to the most recent, and also the fidelity of gameplay, moves and verbs. Like the very first Mario, I don't even think he could sprint. The most recent one is like, yeah, he's got like the triple jump, he's got the backflip, he's got the thing where he flips the cat, right? So in terms of like gameplay, so in terms of like gameplay fidelity and complexity and nuance, that has grown as well. So I think that's as we test out like the simple things, we just keep pushing. It's like, what does this give us? How much time and effort does it cost us? And is that time and effort worth it for what we get out of it? If we're going to do it as a one-off, it's like maybe not. But if we can build it as like, oh yeah, you can custom craft any piece of clothing that any of the NPCs have, or even the player character, and you can make colored variations. You can put decals on everything. You can attach whatever, and then you can have not just your characters and all of your NPCs wearing different stuff. If we can do that for the characters, we can do it for the buildings.
Because that's the thing. People just love to be able to make their game theirs.
Yeah.
That's what I love the most. I love being able to just put a shelf up somewhere and put like a flower in a vase I've picked from a forest. Do you know what I mean? Like even something so simple like that makes it feel like it's a unique game to you, and it's not the same as everyone else's. So even if we can only do the bare minimum in these in these mini games, like the pottery wheel, like it's literally maybe you just get like a colour and it's like you can do lines on it, but those different colours are unique to you. Like in the simplest form.
Defining the shape of the vase as well, right? Like
yeah, that's
like,
And because this is going to tie into our what you call it, not another dev stream, live stream, Twitch account, I thought maybe we could call it the Not Another Dev Stream as the actual name of like this sort of podcast format that we have these discussions in. I'll design like some cool podcast style graphics, and then I'll cut in some footage of that creepy, horrific monster we created earlier. And
like
Hazel, yeah. No, Rufus when he turns into the brutal. Yeah. So I'll try and. I mean, we've been recording for nearly 2 hours, so I've got a lot of editing to do.
It's a lot of good material. It's and then we'll just have to show Nicola like, hey, look what you missed out on.
You missed out. I'll leave him a little space because when I create like the graphics for it, I'll have a little space for him like in memoriam until he shows up.
MIA, have you seen this, Nicola?
Well, we were saying as well for the if you wanted to, because I love the idea of streaming for people to get to know us as like Glintfall Studios, because I don't know about you, but
Focus.
Sorry. I like just seeing the real people behind it and it not just feeling too corporate like. So I said to Matt, I was like, it'd just be so cool if we could just do this, but all play like Mecha Chameleon, or we'll all play like something, do you know, like online where it's unfiltered. It's just us playing on Twitch or whatever.
So that's where the Not Another Dev Stream Twitch channel will come into it. But then I'll tie it into the Glintfall YouTube channel by creating like a Not Another Dev Stream series on the YouTube channel for Glintfall. So it all falls under like the Glintfall umbrella, but then we have our own Not Another Dev Stream.
What would be pretty cool is if we're also able to playtest multiplayer games that have systems, features, or mechanics that we want to try and build for Glintfall. Because then we can
stream that,
our references on our Steam be like, so like they've got for example, the day-night cycle from Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, you can play multiplayer. It's like, we're thinking of doing something similar, like, you know, the shops open at a certain time, they close at a certain time. This gives the game world a natural cadence. You know, there's a lot of craftable bits and pieces. So I don't know if there are any multiplayer Legend of Zelda-like games. I feel like there should be.
It's Tunic, but I don't know if that's multiplayer.
That's not multiplayer.
No.
I mean, unless you're talking like, what was it? Not Hyrule Warriors, what's it called? Like those games, but
Hyrule Warriors is multiplayer.
Yeah.
You can play 2-player.
Yeah. I do quite like that game, actually.
Me too. Like the Dynasty Warriors formula, I'm like, why is Dynasty Warriors not licensed more IPs? There's so many IPs that they could do something.
A 40k license. That was so good.
Like all the different like orcs. It's like, oh my god.
Mowing down
hooligans are here. It's like, no, those are the orcs. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, we could totally do that. Like, I just like the idea of, I mean, it gets us to be more social. It gets content for this content wench.
I've got to be. It's how you get noticed. It's awful.
He hates
It
it.
gets the community to engage with us because they can ask us questions or
Yeah.
This
they
is
can posit
that's-
ideas and suggestions. Because
Yeah, that's part of the push as well.
wisdom
As
of the
I want to develop. Yeah, I want to develop like sort of as openly as possible, but without sort of feeling like we're outsourcing knowledge. You know, it's a fine line of being
Yeah.
like, we
Yeah.
want to get people included as often as possible, but we don't necessarily need you. It's more like we want you kind of situation. So we need to
if we've got
form
an
a
idea
voice
that we're
around
like,
that.
we're thinking of doing something like this or this or this. What are your collective opinions on this? You
Yeah.
know, we're aware of these pitfalls and these potential problems. You know, what do you guys think? Like, are there any other things that maybe that you think we haven't thought of or aren't aware of, or that you actually know a solution that you've seen in another game or series of games that we can adapt? You're right. We don't want to be seen as to be like outsourcing the creative process, but I think there's also value in being collaborative and less prescriptive.
Well, the thing is as well, like,
Great.
yeah, far too many like game devs, and especially in AAA, will sort of like announce the game, disappear for 5 years, develop it in a vacuum, and then release it, and people are like, that's not necessarily what we want. Whereas I feel like it's
the
far more
expectation
valuable.
has been completely missed.
Yeah, like I mean, Skate is a great example. Like Skate, they went on hiatus for the longest time, announced they were making a new Skate, didn't show or talk about it for 3 to 4 years, and when it came out, it was this overly corporate slop, which was the antithesis of what the skateboarding culture was. So if they had developed that in a more open field with open people, you know, being a bit more transparent, people could have said, actually, this corporate aligned art style is not exactly what the skateboarding world is looking for, and they could have been far more successful. So I feel like that should be our sort of, not niche, but maybe our strength, is that we could develop this in a vacuum and not talk or show anything, but we're choosing to sort of be as open and transparent as possible to kind of garner all that you know, feedback as we can.
Didn't they get bought by the Saudis? So
Yeah, the public investment fund or whatever it is, that's a topic for a whole other...
yeah, like, how does money in games work? It's like, it's a lot stranger than you would think. There's a lot of people like, oh, I just buy a game and the money goes to the publisher, and the publisher splits out between their marketing costs and the developer. And it's like, there are many ways to make money from games that have nothing to do with paying customers. It's like, what? It's like, yeah. Drug awareness games, like education games, like they're paid for by governments. Like the customer, the kids who play it, like they don't pay for it. The teachers don't. The education board doesn't, because the government did. Yeah, there's a whole world of financing for making games that has nothing to do with, you know, regular people actually buying it. The military buys a lot of games.
Should we pivot?
Yeah, let's pivot Glintfall into like a drug game.
Deal drugs.
You've played Schedule 1, right? This is Schedule 2.
Oh god.
Oh, fantastic.
And I might actually wear real people clothes next time and not my pajamas.
Nah, that'll be your shtick. We all need our shtick, don't we? That's yours. You wear PJs.
Real people clothes made out of real people.
Yes.
Just call me Edgy.
I knew there was something about you I liked.
This is my skin suit. Yeah.
It rubs the lotion on his skin around
Aw.
No. God, that show was
Oh, dear.
best.
Oh, that got real dark real quick.
Yeah, on that note, I'm gonna go feed the cats and go to bed, I think.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you
All right.
both for showing up.
No worries.
We'll
no
reprimand Nicola as soon as we can.
worries. Yeah, Nicola.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm going to cut this up just for him. A scolding segment for Nicola.
We can't be too rough on him. He's got a full-time job, so
Yeah, true.
Yeah. 100%.
like a real boy.
Like a real boy. Right, well, it's lovely to see you properly and not just
You too.
dashing back and forth behind Matt as I usually do. But yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
And don't be afraid to put stuff up on Confluence, like scans, or like if you need to like add a page or like add comments, you can either put comments at the bottom of the page, or if you highlight a section of text, it'll give the option to comment on it directly, and then it'll pop up on the side.
I haven't actually downloaded
That'd be great for you with your more ideas. I use Miro more because it's more of like a visual aid, but I think Confluence could be great for you.
Yeah,
I use both. I like the text, I like the pictures.
I'm very much a visual person. I need my pictures, my bright colors and stuff like that.
crayons, you know,
Yeah, give me some crayons to chomp on.
to munch.
Yum, yum,
I'm
yum,
a true,
yum, yum.
I'm a true Titan at heart.
Yeah, still there.
Sunbreaker.
Yeah.
I just have a Stardew Valley chicken.
Chickens.
Me and Sweetie have matching tattoos. That's our matching tattoo that we got.
Your claim to fame.
Bye.
Right here, I'm going to sign off there. I'll love you
Alright.
and leave you, and we'll chat to you,
Yeah.
no doubt, throughout the week.
I mean, I almost always have Discord on, either on my phone or in the background, so
Yeah.
ping away.
Yeah,
Cool.
cool. We'll talk to you soon.
Also,
Right.
love the t-shirt. Love the t-shirt.
Oh, the Division. Yeah, this is my.
Yeah.
I got it with the collector's box set of the Division 1. So this is an old T-shirt. I don't often wear it,
2013?
but I was like, if I'm going to be on camera, then anyone who recognize I've got other game dev studio stuff. Maybe when we do these streams or these podcasts, I should.
That's your niche. There you go. You've got your niche. Lauren's got
Right, I'm sorry, but this needs to definitely not be on. I've got no makeup on. I've not even got a bra on. I'm in my pajamas. Like,
That's your
I'm
niche.
not wearing makeup or a bra either. Like, wow, you're
I've
so
got a bra,
special.
but I don't have my makeup on, so you know.
I've got a bra. I was like,
Suspenders and a bra.
Rolled out of the
Oh my.
shower.
Yeah, that's it.
Rolled out of the shower and was like, oh hello, I'm here.
Right, yeah, we'll see you later.
Right, we're actually going to go now, right?
Actually,
Yes,
gonna
we'll actually go
Press
now.
the red button. Right,
Bye.
bye.